on Halloween of 2014, I found myself in the hospital. I was in the hospital for high blood pressure, which is nutty. High blood pressure, hypertension is a silent problem, but mine got pretty loud. Turns out for a lot of people that willpower is not as important as information. You've got to know what you're doing and know what works. Now, I'm not going to get into a whole diet thing here. That's not the purpose of this. But I will tell you that Withings did not come to me. They did not come to me. It's not like some car company or some soda company came to me and said, would you help us sell our product? No, 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 no. They didn't at all. I went to them. The person I worked with, Ray Cronice, who's a good friend of mine, and also worked with Tim Jennison on Tim's Vermeer. He said he would help me lose a lot of weight. And the first thing he told me, before he talked about what I was going to eat or how much I would exercise, what I was going to do, is he told me to buy a Withings scale. He did not tell me to buy a scale. He told me to buy a Withings scale and told me the model. He sent me a text, buy this model scale. There was no other choice. So I bought that scale and I brought it back home and I hooked it up. And the next thing he told me was, they didn't have this, the Withings scale was right at my local store. The blood pressure cuff I had to send away for, but it was in the same text. I could not consider losing the weight psychologically without a scale to report on my progress. Any scale will report on your progress. The wonderful thing about the Withings scale is it reports to other people on your progress. I work in a magic act, I mentioned that, which means I'm a liar. And I will lie to other people and I will lie to myself. Now I try to do that professionally, but in my real life I try to not lie much. But we all know, or most of us know, I don't want to be too solipsistic, but most of us know that we lie. And we lie to ourselves, we lie to others. The wonderful thing about the Withings scale is the instant you step on it, you can't lie. 284.3. Now we know that there's a 4% change in body weight every day. So I've got 10 pounds that don't really mean anything, which is why the Withings scale and the HealthMate stuff they have on the web is so useful. Because the graphs don't matter like this. The graphs matter like this, the big picture. You see the big picture very clearly, and your doctor sees the big picture very clearly, and your friends see the big picture very clearly. And it's really nice. My friends are all tough guys, you know? We don't sit around like high school students and giggle about our weight. When my weight would come in heavy, on my phone, I would get a series of mean-spirited, offensive, insulting texts from people that loved me and wanted to save my life. That's really useful. And that you can only get with a scale like Withings, because if you're texting your weight to your friends, you can lie, or you can not bother texting, or you can do something. There's all sorts of ways to let the weasel inside you lie about how fat you are. The Withings scale sends it right out to people. Now I've been talking about the Withings scale a lot, and that is the first thing I bought, and it was a trusted companion as I lost 100 pounds. It was as important a part of a diet as what I was eating. But even more important than the scale was the blood pressure cuff. The Withings blood pressure cuff, it is a little bit melodramatic to say it saved my life, but only a little melodramatic. As my weight fell off, and I lost for over 3 months, I lost 0.9 pounds a day, which is extremely rapid weight loss, extremely rapid weight loss. And it is dangerous weight loss. This is not playing with kids stuff. So losing that amount of weight, the blood pressure medications that were keeping me alive turn into poison. They turn into poison when you don't need them. And my blood pressure was coming down so quickly that the Withings blood pressure cuff would get the reading, it would go to my doctor, And he would tell me right away, we got to cut back on this med, and then this med, and then this med. So my blood pressure came down safely and sanely for the whole time I was losing weight. Now, of course, the credit for that comes from the diet and comes from my doctor. My doctor was supervising all of this. But for my doctor to get the information he needed to give me the advice that made me as healthy as I am now, which I'm going to tell you, pretty healthy. I mean, for me, pretty healthy. You know, not Olympic athlete, but pretty healthy. My blood work is perfect. For my doctor to get the information that he needed to make wise choices on my meds, he needed to know my blood pressure every day. Now, getting your blood pressure every day is not easy. There's not a watch that'll do it, and you can't just go down to go down to the corner coffee shop and get blood pressure. It means a trip to the doctor, or like I did, you invest in a Withings blood pressure cuff. Do your meditation, relax, same time every day, put on that cuff, let your doctor know what your blood pressure is. It goes there automatically, and everybody can look at it, see the progress you're making. Now, I was more interested, although I love the Withings scale, and although people talk about how I lost 100 pounds, losing the 100 pounds was actually a side effect. My major goal was to fix my blood pressure. Many studies will tell you that the biggest indicator of health is your blood pressure. More than your weight, more than the O2, more than your pulse, blood pressure really, really matters. There's no magic. It's really important for magicians to say all the time, there is no magic. There's nothing that you can buy that will make you healthy. There's nothing. You have to do it with information and work and decision making. All of that stuff, it's all down to you. But information is always good. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to fix hypertension, knowing what your weight is and knowing what your blood pressure is at all times is really important. It's really important that I make part of my day stepping on a scale and doing my blood pressure. Now, there's a lot of blood pressure cuffs you can buy. There's a lot of scales you can buy. But that constant feedback and going to other people just makes that information out there. Here's a friend of mine who was really, really wicked sick. And I bought him a Withings scale and I bought him a blood pressure cuff. And I just got this text. We're shooting this in the afternoon. This is an hour ago I got this text from my buddy Andy. It's from Withings. It says, congratulations, you've hit a new low. And he is at 193.2 pounds. That's from his Withings scale sent to me directly. 193.2 pounds. That's 40 pounds that he's lost. Withings tells him that right there. You've hit a low weight, and he has made it to 40 pounds, phew. And then underneath it, I've texted him back. And I texted this while we were shooting something else for Withings. What I've texted back is 3 letters, Y-A-Y, yay. Okay? That's a guy across the country doing his Broadway show in New York. This is my buddy, a comedy writer, movie writer, big movie guy in LA, stepping on his scale and sending me this. And I write back, yay. Okay? Now, no device can give you that. No device can give you people that love you and support you and want to help you lose weight. You know, you're going to need that. And no device can give you a doctor or replace a doctor. But what that scale gave him was a connection with his buddy 3,000 miles away in the middle of a shoot who can bother to text yay. And I'll tell you, losing 40 pounds, stepping on a Withings scale, having that sent to your buddy in New York, and having him send back yay, that's going to get him his next 20 that he needs to lose. And he's going to be really, really healthy. And all of that is him. And then a little part of joins in with his doctor. And then a tiny part joins in me and his friends. It's all him. And then tying those people together is Withings with the scale and the blood pressure. They got a lot of other products, and I love those products, but that's not where I fell in love with them. Where I fell in love with them is, I think, a little bit too gentle, where I find them a necessity. Before I ever talked to anyone at Withings, I bought full retail in a store 10 scales. 10. I bought 10 of these things. And I bought, I think, 5 blood pressure cuffs. Now, when you say that, it looks like the worst possible testimonial because you're thinking, why do you have to buy so many? I bought them for friends. And those friends are all losing weight, and they're all getting healthy, and we're all having a great time doing it. You know, we live in the modern world. It's the 21st century. And all the big breakthroughs of the internet gives you nothing. It gives you nothing. It's the people on the internet that give you stuff. And what the Withings scale and the Withings blood pressure cuff do is they help your friends help you in the most important thing you can do. And that is, for the love of Richard Dawkins, please get your blood pressure under control, get your weight under control. Withings will be this much help, but you need all the help you can get. And the Withings scale and the Withings blood pressure cuff will connect you to your friends. They will connect you to love, and that love will get you healthy. But this is me just talking to you. I'm looking into a camera, but if you were my friend, I'd say the same thing. I'd say that all the weight loss, all the fixing your blood pressure is all you. Get your doctor's help, and to connect all those things together and with your friends, get a Withings scale, get a blood pressure cuff. I think I could have lost the weight and got healthy without these products, but the fact that I have to hesitate before I say that is all you need to know. I would have hated to have done it without Withings, which brought all my friends in. So get a scale, get a blood pressure cuff, and I guess this thing and the watch are good too, but I don't really know yet.